with
Success.
panel format. Keep that up.
Mhm.
I like it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's been fantastic. We're gonna cut to a close. It's been great. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If not, I'll see you Sunday to make up for the Friday stream. And I'll see you all either tomorrow, Sunday, whatever. You'll see me on Chaotic Troop stream. Me and Jay will be doing a fantastic
Oh
show
yeah.
there. So
Yes,
yeah,
you
I'll
will.
advertise that on my channel. I'm sure Jay will advertise as
Oh
well.
yeah.
But stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Take care.
Fucking congratulations, Donald Trump. New York City loves you. Robert De Niro, you're a rat, motherfucker.
Congrats.
They just,
Oh
they
my
just, they just,
God.
they just hate everybody, man. They just, like, doesn't even make any sense. What do you care about Robert De Niro? Like, what does that have to do with anything? What? Because Robert De Niro said something about Trump? I mean,
Yeah.
Kid Rock says stuff about Democrats all the time, and I'm just making fun of him because it's funny when he does it. But I don't go around going like, just anytime something Kid Rock.
President Biden implemented today while all this was going on, for example.
Over 1 million PACT Act claims processed of veterans who are exposed to things like burn pits, who would not are getting life-saving healthcare they would have otherwise been deprived of because of President Biden's policies. 40,000 plus infrastructure projects that are going up across the country that MAGA Republicans who are attacking the rule of law are trying to take credit for when they voted against the infrastructure to Pennsylvania when he speaks in the Commonwealth. He has a lot of things to actually talk about that he's accomplished, bringing it would be a historic administration. But that's, I just want to remind people, we'll talk more about the craziness of the felonies and the convictions of Trump and all of this stuff. But like, I always want to remind
You kicked her behind her back. She couldn't even see it coming. That's a sucker punch.
Will you stop being unmalleable? I'm talking to the smushy one.
All right,
No,
this is enough
I-
love
I-
connection. Get the fuck out of here.
Spicoli sounds like my drunk uncle. I'm stoned, Glenn. I'm stoned.
Say something else. Say something else. Say something. Don't move. Give me your money. Give me your wallet. Huh? Give me your wallet, fool.
Permission to slap Darren Crawford.
I need to get a couple more of these things. Then you got like live chat or top chat, right?
So it is the Bing Lounge. It is brought to us by Dick Hanna Dealerships. Put your hands together. Welcome with me into the. So it is the Bing Lounge. It is brought to us by Dick Hanna Dealerships. Put your hands together. Welcome with me into the Bing Lounge. It's Seven Horse.
Hey, now you're missing my son. Hey, you wanna get down, let the 7 Horse run. Hey, now you're missing my son. Hey, you wanna get down, let the 7 Horse run. Hey, now you're missing my son. Hey, you wanna get down, let the 7 Horse run. Hey, now you're missing my son. Hey, you wanna get down, let the 7. If you wanna do a good thing, come on, walk it through my door. If you wanna do a good thing, find room on the floor. If you want the right thing, leave your money, let it ride. And you can see the whole wide world from the other side. Hey, now you're missing my son. When you want to get down, let the 7 Horse run. Hey, now you're missing my son. When you want to get the 7 Horse. Hey, now my son. The 7. When you're going to do the right thing, you gotta drive all night. If you want to do a good thing, you gotta hold her tight. If you want to do the right thing, be on it right, then you can see the whole wide world from the other side. Hey, now you're missing my son. When you wanna get down, let the 7 Horse run. Hey, now you're missing my son. When you wanna get down, let the 7 Horse run. Hey, now you're missing my son. When you wanna get down, let the 7 Horse run. Hey, now you're missing my son. When you wanna get down, let the 7 Horse run. Hey, now you're missing my son. When you wanna get down, let the 7 Horse run. Hey, now you're missing my son. Hey, I know man, that's all up in my head. 7-inch trigger finger, don't know how to stop it. Got a way to will the beat. Supercharged the fire. Giving it on. Heavy city slinger, don't you wanna shoot it? 3D dream maker, gotta find some place to put it. Got a man bag, just a single roll up in my pocket. Genuine color maker, and I'm giving it all. Get it up. in my pocket. 7 inch, don't know how to. Got a one-way supercharged freedom fighter, and I'm giving it all. Get it up. Get it up. Up in my pocket. 7 inch trigger finger, don't know how to stop it. A one-way pile driver, no one left to use it. I'm a supercharged freedom fighter, and I'm giving it all to you. Yeah. Giving it all to you. Giving it all to you. Get it up. She said, get it up. Get it up. Thank you, everybody.
7 Horse with us in the Bing Lounge.
When a person is insane, as you clearly are insane, if you're just sitting around reading Guns and Acting, do you just stop and go, wow, it is amazing how fucking crazy I really am?
America!
To America, you guys are all at the crooked press media, the liberal press media are all blessed.
You just stop and go, wow, it is amazing how fucking crazy I really am. When a person is insane, as you clearly are, do you know that you're insane? If you're just sitting around reading Guns and Ammo, masturbating in your own feces, do you just stop and go, wow, it is amazing how fucking crazy I really am?
America!
Yes. thank you for participating in this ceremony with us. To America, you guys are all blessed. The crooked press media, the liberal press media.
Man, it's fakey flip on brick tail in the crack.
We always say with Nigel, he's got enough talent to win this outright. But what happens when you poke the bear? What happens when you put a rundown like Shane just
There's
did?
two things that happen. You either spook him and he doesn't make everything, or you poke the bear and he feels really good that day, and then he goes, oh, well, I was taking it easy anyway, so here you go.
Right now, it
Now
looks
you
like,
asked for it.
Right now, it looks like the latter.
Yeah.
Because Nyjah looking absolutely confident on this course.
Oh, wow. He is just rifling through moves right now.
And it's just unfair when you
And his
put,
timing.
when you put handrails in a course like that for Nyjah. And as you said,
Dude.
no one times their run better than Nyjah.
No
used
one.
to.
No one. He saw 6 seconds left. He knew that's exactly what he needed.
Man and street drop in.
Wow. That first trick is how you follow that up. Wow, fakey flip.
Talent to win this outright. But what happens when you poke the bear? What happens when you put a rundown like Shane just
There's
did?
two things that happen. You either spook him and he doesn't make everything, or you poke the bear and he feels really good that day, and then he goes, oh, well, I was taking it easy anyway. So, here you go.
All right.
Oh, wow. He is just rifling through moves right now.
And it's just unfair when you
And his
put,
timing.
when you put handrails in a course like that. Times their run better than Nyjah.
No
used
one.
to.
No one. He saw 6 seconds left. He knew that's exactly what he needed.
Man and street drop in.
Wow. Wow.
Nyjah.
First trick is how you
Houston.
follow that up.
Okay. Targeting 1, targeting 2. Just do the 3 for now. Blazing. Disallowed on 1. Blazing. Disallowed on 2. Disallowed on 3. Targeting the last one. Blazing. Missile out on 4. Let's see if these things hit. Splash 1. Splash 2. Splash 3. Hey, one ejected. And splash 4. Splash 4. MiG-21s on the runway. They're coming out from the taxi or the parking area. Okay. Targeting 1, targeting 2. Just do the 3 for now. Blazing.
Get out of my face, man. You guys are harassing me. Yes, you guys are. You're assuming I'm someone I'm not. Am I getting detained? Yeah, you are. For what? Thank you. You think. That's an illusion. You think. You're wrong. We're not going to play this game. You guys are not going to try to manhandle. Hey, you had nothing else to go out and harass me? Call your supervisor. Call your supervisor over here. You guys are the stupidest motherfuckers I ever met in my life. I use my back pocket. Watch this. Hey, watch how funny this is. Look at it. Oh, what does that say? What does that say? Oh, wrong guy. Wrong guy. Get out of my face, man. You guys are harassing me. Yes, you guys are. He's harassing me. Why are you harassing me? You're assuming I'm someone I'm not. Am I getting detained? Yeah, you are. For what? Thank you. You think. That's an illusion. You think. You're wrong. We're not going to play this game. You guys are not going to try to manhandle me. But be a cop and harass me? Call your supervisor. Call your supervisor over here. You guys are the stupidest motherfuckers I ever met in my life. I use my back pocket. Watch this. Hey, watch how funny this is. Look at it. Oh, what does that say? What does that say? Oh. Wrong guy.
I understand this is probably important. Probably told me I'm going to be the guy who does it, but maybe it doesn't happen. Right. Maybe it doesn't happen for you, Marshall. You really don't know. I mean, I put out like quite a few albums. Doesn't pay the rent. It sort of does. Pay the rent. It pays the rent? Yeah. Good. What have you done? What have you done? I mean, because if you're, and I apologize right now. And I apologize. I'm not. I want to know who you are. I just don't know who you are. That's fine. Okay, good. You seem pretty mad. I'm not mad at all. I understand this is probably important to you on a certain level, and you probably told your friends, I'm going to make it. I'm going to be the guy who doesn't give up. Maybe it doesn't happen for you, Marshall. You really don't know. I mean, I put out like quite a few albums. Doesn't pay the rent. It sort of does. Pay the rent. It pays the rent? Yeah. Good. What have you done? What have you done? I mean, because if you're, and I apologize right now. And I apologize. I'm not. I want to know who you are. I just don't know who you are. That's fine. Okay, good. You seem pretty mad. I'm not mad at all. I understand this is probably important to you on a certain level, and you probably told your friends, I'm going to make it. I'm going to.
We got us a nuclear convoy coming up. There's the helicopter right there. It's a gunship coming out of the water. They have a license to kill, and something tells me that they would happily use it. Here's the convoy coming up right now. That's just the helicopter. He's in front of the convoy. Now, fun fact with these things is you never know if there's actually a bomb on it. It could be a decoy, it could be a real thing, but you just never know. Here's a procession right here. You got your army guy. Truck is what carries the bomb. This is one crew you definitely do not want to mess with. They will freaking light you up, and you will have a very bad day. Yes, sir. Now we got us a nuclear convoy coming up. There's the helicopter right there. It's a gunship.
What's your name?
655. I didn't give it. I didn't give it.
Why not? I gave you mine. Why can't you give me yours back?
You're Epic official? Listen, so
Right now, we're doing an investigation. We just want to.
an investigation into what? What crime is? There's been no crime.
No,
This trooper seems to be doing the right thing.
We do all sorts of investigations.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't have to be criminal.
Whether it's mental health, violations,
Gotcha.
criminals, check the welfare.
No, I know exactly what I'm doing.
You're okay.
I'm okay. I know what I'm doing, and the only thing that I would appreciate is if you let these gentlemen behind you know. You know, you can advise them the same way you advise me not to walk in the street or be on their property. You can advise them that I'm not creating any disturbances. I'm not breaking any laws. I'm on public property, and whatever I can see from public, I'm allowed to take video of.
Absolutely.
What's your name?
655. I didn't give it.
Glass balls going into the cannon.
3, 2, 1. Oh, I mean that hits something.
Oh, it's a blue.
Blue. We need blue.
Get out!
Blue.
Get out of blue!
Where are you?
Get out! Get out of the blue.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Is
It's
it?
got a lot of time.
Stand straight.
Where's-
What? Come on.
Where is it?
What? Did you forget to put the ball in?
Where's the?
Where's the other glass ball?
Did the ball? Oh my goodness!
How did that happen?
Connect!
Did
you see that? We're not there!
Glass balls going into the cannon.
Today's my last day of work. Oh yeah, I'm going to Cancun.
I was in Florida last year for a month, for all of March.
Have you ever been on any cool like tropical?
I've been to like the Bahamas.
Uh-huh.
You had your blue shirt on. Is that one?
Yeah, that's my work clothes.
How'd you do that, really, though? Because you're just showing me the clothes.
Do I look like I'm ready to go?
You were holding it, though, so I don't watch you bend down or anything.
I'm going on vacation now. I'll send you a postcard. Today's my
This man made a unique discovery. 14 years ago, he had a dream where something strange pointed to a place and ordered him to dig. For the next 14 years down in Armenia, the man, armed only with determination and the support of his relatives, tirelessly excavated in the rocky terrain. And when they came across clay vessels and various artifacts hinting at the existence of something important buried beneath the surface, they continued digging with double zeal. It was only after 14 years of hard work that they stumbled upon a It turned out his leadership books and a huge sarcophagus was inside the sarcophagus, and who these books belonged to, I showed in the main channel. Check the link in the profile description. It boggles the mind. This man made a unique discovery.
Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go.
Trespassing ticket. Never even dealt with this. Your first and last name? Yeah. You don't want to do.
Property. You don't own this land. You can own them. That's fine. You don't own the water. No, you can't own the water, ma'am. There's literally a public drain right there. How's it going, man?
Better than you. Like, please, body cameras on.
Yeah, I've the past 6 years, multiple people that
Grass.
Yeah.
I would assume that this isn't her property. I would assume this is the township's property.
We've never had issues fishing here. She just came out like yelling. I could barely hear her. And she's like, I'm calling the police. I'm like, okay. I mean, obviously, if it's her property, I'm going to leave.
Honestly, don't even know. Could be her property. I don't even know. Is it that their property too then? Honestly, I've never even dealt with this. I'm not going to lie to you. There's no way to really know. Trespassing ticket. Never even dealt with this. Your first one?
Never surrender to the tyranny.
What is Trump doing here on this shirt? This.
Erase it now, jackass. Erase it now. That's legal notice. Erase it now. Erase it now, jackass. Erase it now. That's legal notice. Erase it now.
This is Trump's speech in the Bronx. This is what it looked like, Bronx, New York.
Tell me you've never been to New York without telling me you've never been to New York. That is Barack Obama's rally in front of 100,000 people in St. Louis in 2008. This is an aerial shot of Donald Trump's rally in the Bronx.
This is Trump's speech in the Bronx. This is what it looked like today in the Bronx, New York.
Tell me you've never been to New York without telling me you've never been to New York. That is Barack Obama's rally in front of 100,000 people in St. Louis in 2008. This is an area.
Nice to see you in the chat tonight. D the Degenerate. Yes, we love our tomato emojis. I'm so thankful that there's a tomato emoji. Makes life so much easier. Smoky Gurus, nice seeing you another night, Mr. Thompson. And just for the record, anytime I go over and watch Keanu Thompson's show, I am now referring to myself as the Raging Thompson over there. Because it's, so yeah, I'm now the Raging Thompson whenever I'm over there. It's official.
Reem said, way at all. In any way.
But the Biden administration is not responsible for this trial. How can you say the Biden administration is not responsible? It's a state. It's a state trial. It's Alvin Bragg. Whether you think there's a political motive for him, it's not connected to the DOJ. I mean, Shannon, the feds passed on these election charges.
Oh.
Shannon, you should look at how many Eddie Willis visiting cases is the point I'm making. Right. The feds passed on this case. Also, DA Vance passed on this case and years ago, and then it came back. And Bragg passed on this case. You know when it came back? When he decided to run for office. So tell me how that's not an indication that Joe Biden, who just sent his campaign down here with Robert De Niro yesterday, isn't a part of this. Frankly, any question that we had of that got bigger fish to fry. Do you not think
So Shannon Bream's just like, yeah, but this has nothing to do with that, right? Triggering Alina Habba, Trump immediately raging, taking to Truth Social, attacking Shannon Bream, the host on Fox, saying, I never knew Shannon Bream was so on trial. How stupid. Not only is he involved, he's virtually leading it and all of the other trials as well. Okay, again, there's no evidence of any of this at all, period. And nobody on the Trump side likes it when they are questioned. Here is Alina Habba claiming that Donald Trump has the country on an upward trajectory of morality. Another claim that Shannon Bream is like, what are you talking about?
And saying, whoa, this is not America. This is very un-American, and we can't survive another 4 years of this. So if you want to look at it that way, sure. But I don't think countries need to hit rock bottom. I don't understand why we couldn't have continued on an upward trajectory of American morals, of the Constitution back in office. But you know, when you talk about things like morals, people will say, this is a case about a former president, somebody who was running for president, paying off a porn star who alleges about morality, who's running the country. Obviously, voters in 2016, it was not a problem, or they factored in what they knew about the Access Hollywood tape and other things to think about Biden. But some of them will always now have this vision with President Trump that these kinds of dramas and things will be just part of his package, part of what comes with him.
Man, Alina Habba really does not like being confronted and criticized. And then lastly, Alina Habba says, how can anyone wake up and say, I'm going to vote for Joe Biden? It's un-American.
Americans, we have, they're now, this is not America. This is very un-American, and we can't have America.
So her argument is that even Biden supporters, as they see the prosecution carried out about Donald Trump, against Donald Trump, they say, this is not America. I guess I'll vote for Trump. It makes no sense whatsoever. And we take calls all the time. We get thousands of emails. Not a single Democrat has gotten in touch with me to say, hey, I'm a Democrat, but because they're prosecuting Trump, I'm going to vote for Trump. The single one. If you to write in, I want to hear from them. Our sponsor, 88, our existing mattress like a fitted sheet to automatically cool down or warm up each side of your bed, and in turn improve your sleep quality dramatically. Meet their newest model, 8 Sleep's Pod 4 Ultra. It cools, it heats, and now it can elevate your head automatically. Pod 4 Ultra can cool down each side of the bed to 20 degrees below room temperature, keeping you and your partner. The pod can touring and automatically smooth airflow and stop your or your partner's snoring. There is nothing else like it. A few things in my house that I couldn't go without now. Pod 4 Ultra also introduces an adjustable base that fits between your mattress and your bed frame to add reading and sleeping positions to help you unwind at night. Go to 8sleep.com/Pacman and use code Pacman to get $350 off the Pod 4 Ultra. The link is in the description. Joe Biden and Donald Trump have agreed to hold 2 presidential presidential debates. Both sides feel like they have something to prove. Biden's team, on the one hand, wants to show the American people that he is up to the task, despite the claims about cognition and his brain that are coming mostly from Donald Trump and people on the MAGA side, and then on the Trump team that defeated them in 2020, which is Joe Biden. But I want to talk a little more broadly about not just these debates and the subsequent ones, if we get them, but debates in general. In general, debates are not likely to have much of an impact on the presidential race unless one of the two candidates really has a cognitive failure to such a degree that they torpedo their chances. His shows often impact on election outcomes. Even further than that, ask about whether we really learn things. TV debates in various countries. It looked at 94,000 respondents before and after elections to figure out, do debates make a difference? And it turns out that sway undecided voters or prompt people with the decision. Albert Erickson did an analysis as well of US presidential election polls from 1952 to 2012 and found the same thing. And the primary reason is the people who take the time to watch the debates are usually politically involved already. They mostly have their minds made up. And so this suggests that the Biden-Trump debates later this year, one coming up later in June, won't have the major impact on the election in an incredibly humiliating and public manner. But let's take this further and talk about debates more broadly. I want to use this as a springboard to make a bigger point here that goes well beyond presidential debates. What I want to propose is not a debate often tells us very little about who was actually right on the facts within the debate. Debates for mass consumption are about scoring rhetorical points for your side, coming up with gotcha moments that your opponent isn't prepared for, getting the crowd, if there is one, to applaud and to cheer. And they are not about actually getting to the facts of the matter. And in general, our impression of who won a debate or helped us, the perceived winner, is the person whose performance was more charismatic, had the best jabs. The winner showed, and I guess we could call him a vaccine skeptic, and Peter Hotez, who's a scientist, doctor, and an advocate in global health and vaccinology. The two of them were invited to debate the efficacy and safety of the COVID-19 vaccine on the Joe Rogan Experience, with Rogan tweeting out at Peter Hotez, Peter, if you claim what RFK Jr. is saying is misinformation, your choice, if you're willing to debate him on my show with no time limit. Now, Hotez chose not to do the debate and responded with, quote, I offered to go on Joe Rogan, but not to turn it into the Jerry Springer show with having RFK Jr. on. So this is like the perfect example of the spectacle of debating and how qualified to do it, to have a conversation about vaccines. He's conversation is for performance and drama, not for actually getting to the truth. A conversation on Joe Rogan's show would be very entertaining, but it is not really a platform to it think that it is. And potentially that RFK is right, he comes across as more charming or prepared or articulate or just comfortable speaking in front of a microphone. So that doesn't really help. Confrontational or potentially controversial right now. Another example is, what about the health of a specific food? Eggs, right? Are eggs healthy as part of a diet? What about coffee? The research on eggs and coffee has gone back and forth many times. So a debate at any particular point in time, would we find that common sense or predominant wisdom of a particular food changes over time, but having a debate with performers that argue back and forth, an online debate, for example, it'll get clicks, but it's not really going to get calmly evaluating the evidence rather than through a performance. So now that we've talked about what debates do, they are performative. The winner is often the most articulate person. They often just support people's previously held beliefs rather than really changing my most goes into watching a debate. Closed rather than explore whether its own side to win a debate or whether these are fleeting victories that don't really do much. So let's talk about some examples. Back in 2021, progressive commentator Ben Glebe went on right-wing Charlie Kirk's show, Hate Abortion. And this incredible viral moment where Glebe showed Charlie Kirk a picture challenge to Charlie Kirk's anti-abortion views. Picture of a fetus is a human life worth defending. And then it turns out that the picture was actually a dolphin fetus, not a human fetus at all. Let's take a look at the video.
Let me even show you a photo, if I may, okay? Do you truly, in your heart of hearts, truly believe that this is a human being? This,
Without a doubt.
without a doubt,
Yes.
this is a dolphin fetus.
So let me.
Without a doubt, a dolphin fetus is a human being. This is a human fetus. Look how similar they look, but quite different. Dolphins for human babies often.
So let me
You
ask
go to
you a
SeaWorld
question.
and you're like, someone's got human babies in that aquarium. Get the human babies out of the aquarium.
This was undoubtedly a terrible look for Charlie Kirk. He appeared uninformed about human development, eagerly shared the clip of Charlie Kirk looking silly. It's extraordinarily entertaining. It's an amazing gotcha. But did it actually tell us anything about when a fetus becomes a human life deserving of the same rights as someone who's been born? Did it move the debate on abortion forward in any meaningful way? Did it tell us anything about the circumstances that would lead a woman to choose to get an abortion versus look silly for a brief moment? Now, if I want to be super charitable, we could say, at best, that viral moment reiterated that many of the people that strongly denounce abortion have no idea what's going on. Okay, so that would be like, that's what we accomplished. Many of us already know that. Beyond that, it really did very, very little. Abortion rights have only been rolled back since that viral moment, most notably, of course, with the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade a couple of years ago. Now, of course, no one expects a debate between Ben Glebe and Charlie Kirk to have an impact on the legality of abortion abortion in the United States, but it's hard to imagine that even 100 moments like that of abortion. Now, here's another example of debate. There was this sort of streamer, Stephen Kenneth Destiny Benel, and right-wing provocateur Milo Yiannopoulos. At the surface level, the debate was about whether Christian nationalism should take root in the United States. It was very clear from the start of this entire exchange that it was really a contest of who could ride that Stephen Kenneth Destiny Benel II's then wife Melina had relationships with other men, something Destiny was very much aware of since they were in an open relationship, and tried to use that against Destiny to morally posture and say he's not a real man for letting his wife sleep around. Take a look.
Return women to chattel. You want women to be like your wife, passed around town. I'm sorry, but I'm not supposedly their wife in what ought to be a holy sacrament as a communal sex toy. Give me a break. Give me a break. I'm not going to take moral lectures from somebody who, for all intents and purposes, may as well have a fleshlight.
Now, to his credit, Destiny didn't seem rattled by it, but it's clear Milo did it to point the crowd, not relationship. Destiny also arguably had a bad faith moment, extraordinarily entertaining during the debate, during which he just made up a statistic about Black Americans being the ethnic group most likely to support Christian nationalism. He totally made it. Milo took the bait, argued it makes sense. He came up with a totally imaginary explanation as to why on the spot. And then Destiny.
Interesting addition to that. Two researchers, Whitehead and Perry, I don't know the stat would come handy, but Black Americans are actually the largest ethnic group in the United States to support some form of Christian nationalism, which I think is really funny after all of that.
Yeah, and there's there are reasons for that. I mean, you've got people who look. It's mostly to do with where Black people were and who was there too.
The funniest thing is I actually just made that up. I was seeing if he would actually try to talk his way through that, but I totally made that up. Thanks, Milo.
So despite the reveal right away that he made that up about Black Americans being the group most likely to support Christian nationalism, it was another one of these viral performative kind of gotcha moments. It's very engaging. It's very entertaining. It doesn't really get to the truth of the legality and morality of Christian nationalism. Now, to be fair, given the nature of this debate and Milo Yiannopoulos, it was bad faith to begin with, right? So this isn't about criticizing individuals. The summary is debate issues of factual determination. Debate is a useful tool for figuring out the truth. Now, let me make a couple of additions to this. There is something else presidential debates are good for. I don't expect to learn about tax policy or education policy or foreign policy during a Trump-Biden debate. But I do want to take the temperature and learn something about the two age can give us useful information about that. So I think that that's an important caveat. And then the other thing is when it comes to debates that are about opinion, right? When it's not about what is the truth of whether eggs are healthy or whatever else, right? When it's about opinion overtly, that's a difference. And in those scenarios and informative, although they still really do, at the end of the day, on how articulate and well prepared the debaters are. So I want to hear from you. I've participated in debates. I've moderated debates. We've reviewed the debates on the show, but as a tool part of it, because we have such a lack of critical thinking and media literacy in this country, we often have, even with arguably good faith debaters, an audience that doesn't have to parse through and evaluate for themselves and fact check the factual basis of what's being said. So I want to hear from you. info@davidpakman.com. What are debates good for? What are they not good for? And we'll do a follow if there's an interest. Let's take a very quick break. We'll hear from a sponsor or two. Forget that the best way to support the David Pakman Show is by becoming a member, which gives you access to the daily bonus show, the regular show with no commercials. You also get access to our entire archive of every episode dating back. JoinPakman.com. JoinPakman.com. The scene outside Donald Trump's criminal courtroom in New York City has gotten increasingly deranged as we get closer and closer to a verdict. Yesterday, Trump supporters flocking, I guess, a few of them flocking to the court and breaking down in tears, praying for Donald Trump's freedom. A video from freedomnews.tv. They are praying for Trump's freedom. They are breaking down in tears, covered in Trump flags and MAGA hats and the entire thing. When I first saw this video, I was convinced that this was a joke. It was a parody. It was mere satire. Jim Jones, David Koresh, they could have. This is, as far as everything I've seen and read, this is very real. And by the way, well, let's just look at the video first.
Jesus and Lord. Thank you.
If you're and by the way, is it appropriate? Is it respectful to wipe your nose with a Trump flag, or is that kind of like, oh?
We need you. We need you. God, we need you.